you look really closely right here and right here, you'll see little dots, and then there's like a horizontal line connecting them. That's where your graph is on number 1. Well, what happened in previous years is I always just looked at it and went, oh, there's no graph there, and so I would just tell students to cross it off. I figured it was just a mistake that the book publisher made, and so I don't think anyone ever really looked. And then one year someone said, I think there's some dots. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, right. Thanks to that kid, right? Okay, so when you're looking at a graph, when I'm asking you about domain and range, what I'm really asking you is what x values does this graph cover and what y values does this graph cover? Okay? So, like in number 1, the x values, which direction does the x-axis go on a graph? Horizontally, left and right. So what I really want to know is how far to the left and how far to the right does this graph go? And so I'm going to find the point that's as far to the left as possible, which would be this one. And then I'm going to find the point that's as far to the right as possible, which is this one. Sometimes it's the end of the graph. Sometimes it's not. Okay? Sometimes it's the end point, sometimes it's not. I need to figure out how far over those are, so I'm going to start from the center of my graph, which is here. I think it's 4 and -4. So from here I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. From here I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. -4, +4. See how that answer is written? You're going to use that same notation every time. Okay? So like the less than or equal to symbol, you're going to need that every time. You just start with your smallest number and go to your biggest number. What do you think you look at then for range? The y, going up and down. Yeah. So you want to find where's your lowest point and where's your highest point. My lowest point on this one is right here, and my highest point is up here at the very top. This, I believe, this would be -1, and then this would be 8. Okay. And so again, you're going to start with your smaller number, with your bigger number on the other end. Why am I using y this time instead of x? Okay, because this is the range. This is the y-axis. So domain is always using x, range is always using y. And again, you're using the less than or equal to symbol. So see how you're kind of boxing in your graph and then saying it goes from here to here, left to right, and here to here, up and down? That's the idea on this page. Okay? Pick one more of these that looks really hard. Number 1. Okay. So first of all, make sure you have the graph actually drawn in. Okay? Let's go left to right. So to the left, as far left as I can go, would be this. As far right to go would be this. You guys looking for plastic today?
No, plastic.
I don't have any yet.
Okay.
Thank you. As far left and right as I can go would be here and here. Yep, -7 and 7. So to write that as my answer, I'm going to start at -7, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to +7. Now this one is kind of tricky for the range, because what's the lowest point on this graph? 3, right? Because the center of my graph is here. So 1, 2, 3. The lowest this ever goes is 3. What's the highest it ever goes?
3.
3. It stays at 3 the whole time. So your range, you can just write y equals 3, because it's exactly 3 the entire time. Think you can handle that side?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the back.